It's Women's Month today, and we put the spotlight on a woman in a male-dominated field. Good morning, I'm Attorney Karen Jimeno, and this is At the Forefront. A military career is full of challenges, but challenges are meant to be hurdled. That's what Colonel Francel Margareth Padilla did. She rose from the ranks and is now the spokesperson of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the first female spokesperson. As we celebrate Women's Month, we'll get to know more about Colonel Padilla and her career in a male-dominated field. We'll also talk about issues facing the armed forces today. Good morning, Colonel Francel.
Good morning, Attorney Karen.
So ikaw ang first female spokesperson ng AFP.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
From the start po ba, nung bata ka pa, naisip mo na gusto mo talagang sumali sa armed forces?
Well, wala ma'am, no? Wala talagang inkling to be a soldier or serve in the capacity of being in the armed force. Kasi wala akong kamag-anak at all, ma'am, na in the armed forces. So even in our family, more on the medical field and the law. Yan ang dentista, mga ganyan po yung mga kamag-anak namin. So I'm actually the first sa angkan namin, ma'am, to join the armed forces.
So when you told your parents na papasok po kayo, nag-start kayo sa PMA, Philippine Military Academy, nung nag-decide kayong pumasok doon, ano yung reaction ng parents mo?
Well, basically, ma'am, yung brother ko kasing nauna, supposedly 97 siya, but he chose a different path. No? During the time na nagpaalam ako, ma'am, my dad was already bedridden noon. He was succumbing to the effects of lung cancer. So, hindi na siya nakakasalita noon. So, nung sinabi ko, Papa, magpi-PMA ako, tumulo lang yung luha niya, ma'am.
Would you know if that's luha na natuwa o luha na naiyak dahil magsasali ka sa AFP?
Parang hindi, ma'am, kasi only girl ako. So, kumbaga, papas girl ka pag, ma'am, daughter. So, I think yun ang reaction niya, ma'am, hindi niya din take into terms that I will be joining the armed forces.
And nung nasa Philippine Military Academy ka, ilan ang babae that time? Marami-rami na ba? Kasi yung parents ko, nakita ko yung evolution din sa law school. Sa dad ko, nung batch niya, parang wala pa batang 5 babae sa class nila sa law school. And then during my mom's time, medyo dumami na yung babae, pero mas marami pa rin daw talaga yung lalaki. In your time, kamusta sa PMA?
Well, sa PMA, ma'am, we were the first batch to complete yung 4 na batch na may female. So, 4 years in the academy, 97 yung first batch, ma'am. 7 lang sila nag-graduate nung 97.
Na babae?
Na babae. So, sa 98, ma'am, gano'n, roughly less than 10. Gano'n din po yung 99. Tapos kami, ma'am, we started at 20. So, entering the academy at 20, we graduated 10. Yung 10 na yun, ma'am, 2 of that from original 99 pa. So, yung original batch ng 2000, 8 lang kami, ma'am. So, more than,
That's 8 out of how many
20.
total class?
Oh.
Ilang total class po?
400.
400?
Yes,
8 out of
ma'am.
400? Okay, so talagang konting babae lang.
400,
Nag-change na
ma'am,
ba yun?
yung pumasok. Per
Oo.
20 doon yung babae. But when we graduated, pati yung lalaki, ma'am, 240 kaming graduate.
Oo, but ang konti ng babae pala. So
Yes, ma'am.
pag gano'n, marami bang naliligaw sa mga babae? Kasi ang kukunti lang ng babae na class.
Well, basically, parang ganon, ma'am, no? Kasi kakaunti nga yung babae. Tapos around, during our time, nasa 1,500 cadets from first year to fourth year. So, ilan lang kayong babae, ma'am, no? Kita. So, ang sinasabi natin dyan, pag maganda na yung female cadet, kailangan mo nang mag-break.
Kailangan mag-break from the...
You need a break, you need a leave.
Ganun ba?
Makakita ka ng ibang babae.
Ganon. Okay.
Kasi syempre, ma'am, kami, we're joining them in the training. So, wala kang sense of yung magpaganda ka pa or tas yung buhok naman namin, ma'am, talagang may certain cut lang din siya na allowed.
Bawal ang mahabang buhok.
Yes, ma'am, dapat hindi siya lumalabas dun sa cap namin. So wala kaming parlor doon. Kung saan nagpapagupit yung mga lalaki na barbero, ma'am, doon din kami sa barber shop, the same. No?
So you've kept your hair na ganyan because sa AFP rin, bawal ba na lumalabas yung hair?
Hindi naman, ma'am. Meron lang pong provisions na kailangan it doesn't touch your shoulder. So, if you grow it long, kailangan po in a bun siya and very neatly naka-net. Oo.
So you got married to one of your classmates from the PMA. So it's nice that you found love din sa PMA. But you lost your husband in a helicopter crash. How did that happen?
Well, ma'am, in 2015 po, yung husband ko si ma'am from the Philippine Navy, nag-join siya ng Naval Air Group. And then from the Navy, nag-transfer po siya sa Philippine Coast Guard. So, Coast Guard Air Group siya. In one incident po, naka-leave siya Naka-leave siya noon. Tapos, he flew a private aircraft po. And they had a tragic accident. Kasi ano yun, ma'am, zero visibility that time. And yun yung may 4 na bagyo na sunod-sunod during that time in 2015.
And this is actually, nasa news po yan, siya yung pilot po ni Archie King.
Yes, ma'am, during
their
that time
passengers.
po. Opo.
Pero siya yung mukhang na-save naman niya yung mga passengers in the way that they crashed.
Yes, ma'am. At the onset po, ma'am, no, he died on the spot. But lahat naman po nung kasama niya sa aircraft were alive. Oo. So, yun.
So is that part of his military training that when you're flying a helicopter or an aircraft, you try to save your passengers first before yourself?
Well, yun, ma'am, ang nakikita dun sa incident was that his training kicked in because he was able to turn off all of the switches in a matter of seconds na ma'am, no, hindi sumabog yung aircraft, it didn't go on fire kasi naka-off lahat yung ma'am, switches niya.
So what was it like raising 2 sons as a widow? Hindi ba nahirapan kang i-juggle ang career mo in the armed forces and having to raise 2 kids on your own?
Well, it was really very challenging at that time, ma'am. Kasi ang setup namin ng husband ko, kami ba, may tag team of sorts. During that time, I was in the Presidential Security Group po. So, ang detail ko, ma'am, would be security officer for high-level dignitaries, female dignitaries that comes to the Philippines. So, mga female presidents or first lady. So usually, ma'am, whenever they stay in the Philippines, kung gaano kahaba yung stay nila, yun yung duty mo. So tag team kami ng husband ko, kung siya yung nag-aalaga ng mga bata while I'm concentrated on performing my duty.
When you say naka-duty, the whole time na nagsistay sila sa Pilipinas, 24 hours yun? Hindi ka pwede umuwi?
Hindi pwede, ma'am.
Oh my goodness, ang hirap nga.
They will really stay where they are for the duration of their stay in the Philippines.
So with that, nung nawala po yung husband mo, how did you manage to take care of your children and spend time with them?
Well, actually, ma'am, yung work ko was a coping mechanism eh. Parang mas sinubsob ko yung sarili ko sa trabaho to not think of the loss and grieve. No? So, ang nangyari nun, ma'am, I was even designated as the security officer of the President of Korea during the APEC Summit in 2015. So, sometimes I would hide behind a pillar and try to wipe off a tear. Oo, kasi parang naiisip ko, in certain circumstances such as this, my husband would be with my kids. And siya na, hindi ko na iniisip, kumain na ba sila, yung assignments nila and all.
So who picked up that task of taking care of the children habang naka-duty po kayo?
Wala, ma'am, I have to juggle everything. So I
talaga?
brought them with me in the hotel room kung saan din yung hotel nung VIP. And ang hirap, ma'am, kasi there was one time, pumasok kami, andun ako sa likod ng VIP. Tapos there were hushed noises ng kids na nag-uusap. Parang, kuya, tara, punta tayo doon, gano'n. And then paglingon ko, ma'am, yung mga anak ko. Eh, syempre, di ko pwedeng sawayan kasi naka-duty ako sa so kailangan ko lang mag-make faces na bigyan ng instructions yung mga other security personnel na nasa area na parang ano nyo lang, i-hold nyo lang, something like that. Oo.
Even the terms pang military talaga, paki-hold lang.
Oo.
Hold them and custody.
Kasi baka tumawid, ma'am, eh. Ako,
Oo.
sarili ko pang anak yung,
Oo.
ma'am, di ba? Oo.
So no one from your children wanted to follow your path?
Well, now, ma'am, yung panganay ko, ma'am, took the exams in PMA then, and then, parang pinakita lang niya sa akin na fully qualified siya. So, nag-exam siya, nag-medical siya, but he didn't go up to PMA. He didn't report on the day. But yung bunso ko, ma'am, wanted to follow the path of his father. So, gusto niya magpiloto. So, now, ma'am, hopefully po, he's graduating in May this year and joining the Philippine Air Force po.
Wow, so at
Yes,
least you have someone that's continuing the legacy of your family. So now that it's Women's Month, what are the activities or is anything, meron ba kayong ginagawa sa Armed Forces of the Philippines to recognize Women's Month?
Well, basically, attorney, no, meron yung aming GAD office from the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Kinascade na din niya down to the lower units. Yung, kung ano po yung track ng national government, in-embrace din po siya ng AFP. So we have Purple Wednesdays, so nagsusuot po ng purple yung aming mga civilian employees and other military personnel na joining in. Meron tayong mga activities, ma'am, na honoring yung path ng women in the military. So meron tayong radio program sa DWDD, and then we have One Assist, One Sis na mga forums, those things. And this Saturday po, we'll have a culmination activity with a fun run po na headed by the Gender and Development Office of the AFP. Over and above that po, we go around a lot speaking po and humanizing the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Dito sa mga female forums din po sa marami pong invites sa atin all over.
Well, certainly talking to you, na-humanize mo talaga yung pagiging member ng Armed Forces. Are you noticing na dumadami na ang mga babae sa Armed Forces in terms of recruitment? And in your alma mater sa PMA, dumadami ni rin ba ang mga PMA na students?
Yes, attorney. Kung titignan natin yung trajectory, talagang umaangat yung bilang ng mga kababaihan joining the Armed Forces of the Philippines. So, dati, ma'am, sabi ko nga sa'yo, 8 to 10, mga ganyan lang ang numbers namin. Now, we graduate around 70 na po.
70.
Opo, in one batch. May mga ganong kadaming babae na. And makikita mo, ma'am, how the Armed Forces of the Philippines has embraced diversity and inclusivity, no? So, women are now into more leadership roles. We are into operations, not just admin. Na hindi na yung traditional na dito lang ang role nyo. So, ngayon, ma'am, meron na kaming first female commanding officer sa infantry unit. And we also graduated na po yung the first female battalion commander ng infantry unit.
Well, you're the first spokesperson na babae sa Armed Forces. Ano na ang pinakamataas na posisyon na naabot ng isang babae sa Armed Forces natin? But before you answer this question, we'll have to take a short break. At the forefront, we'll be right back. Welcome back at the forefront, and we continue our conversation with AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margareth Padilla. Colonel Francel, you're the first female spokesperson of the Armed Forces. Ano na ba ang pinakamataas na posisyon na na-attain ng isang babae sa Armed Forces of the Philippines?
Well, pag titignan mo, ma'am, yung mga technical service po, may general na po tayo doon. So, sa nurse corps po natin, meron na dyan. And yung mga doctors po natin, no, mga chief surgeon, may mga kababaihan na po tayo dyan. Ma'am, no, from the women who graduated from PMA, 97 kasi yung first batch. So, at this point in time po, full colonel na, ma'am, no? So, waiting na po for their chance to also get that designation and position that merits a star po.
So meron na tayong mga general na babae?
Yes, ma'am. Mga sa technical service po, ma'am.
Okay, pero palagay niyo ba the AFP is doing enough to help women advance in their careers sa Armed Forces?
Yes, ma'am. No, it's the perfect timing naman po and the right time for the career path po ng mga kababaihan. I think at this point in time nga po, as I highlighted earlier, dati ma'am, ang infantry hindi pwede ang babae dyan. Now, since may CO na po na babae, meron na din pong battalion commander na babae. So makita mo po how the AFP has also evolved to be able to give women the opportunity po to get and be able to prove their their acumen in terms of leadership roles in different capacities, even in operational scenarios po.
But candidly, would you say na merong mga ginagawa ang members ng armed forces na lalaki na minsan mas mahirap para sa babae just because of our own, peculiarities as women biologically?
Yes, no, yung physique natin, syempre ma'am, iba pa rin, no? So, if you have to carry a heavy pack and then operate in the field scenarios ng matagal, syempre ma'am, yun ng mga constraints for the females. Plus, of course, pag dinatnan ka in field scenarios, di ba? Yun yung mga, ma'am, no, very,
in some of just the realities.
Yes, oo. Plus, ma'am, traditionally kasi, aalagaan ng Pilipino ang babae. Kasi di ba, maternal instinct, ma'am, so gano'n. So, when they operate, siyempre, the troops, they have to look after ito pong commander na babae. Kasi,
so
di ba, parang
mas talaga ang mga
traditionally,
lalaking binabantayan nila ang babae as part of the troops. Napansin mo ganun sila?
Yes, ma'am. But as we have evolved into a professional organization, nakikita naman sabay-sabay na nagtitraining, nakita na rin po yung capabilities ng babae. Iba-iba din naman kasi, ma'am, yung babae. So to each his own, meron kaming sarili-sariling specialization. So if you find your niche, you pursue that. So in my case, ma'am, no, ang AFOS ko, as we refer it to, is Signal Corps. So I'm into tech. Ang Signal Corps, ma'am, is C4S, Command, Control, Communications, and Cyber. So kanya-kanya kaming specialization of sorts.
Okay.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
speaking of cybersecurity, you won in 2023 Global Cybersecurity Woman Leader of the Year. Are the military's cyber defense systems strong enough to repel attacks? And meron ba tayong mga kinakaharap na potential cyber attacks against the Philippines?
Yes, it's ever-evolving, ma'am. No? Yung attacks will always be there. Right now, because of the geopolitical tensions, kinaharap pa natin dyan can be nation-state actors. Kasi ang mga attackers, ma'am, have different motives. No? So, iba't iba yung attack vectors na nare-receive natin on a daily basis. And of course, the military is one that is very prone to these attacks. So, ang magandang i-highlight dyan is how we are able to detect and deter po these attacks. Yan po yung...
And you can say confidently that we have enough equipment and we have enough training to repel attacks?
Well, so far, ma'am, we have been able to deter these attacks and we are able to detect these attacks on a daily basis. So, wala naman impenetrable system, ma'am. But it's on how we are able to also be able to keep up with the new technology. Kasi, ma'am, ang bilis ng technology, no? It's ever evolving. So, dati, from cybersecurity, doon na tayo umiikot. Now, we have the advent of AI, we have quantum computing, there's a lot. So we really have to up our game. And with that, yung AFP po, we're recruiting more cyber warriors to join us. And maganda dito, yung mga kabataan natin ngayon are highly, mga techie sila, ma'am, no? So they just need to be trained to handle this equipment that we have.
Okay, and let's go to the Middle East conflict. Some critics say that holding joint military exercises with the United States and having EDCA sites here might make the Philippines prone to attacks from the U.S., like U.S. enemies. Ano pong yung masasabi niyo tungkol dito?
Well, the U.S. has been our long-standing ally, no? Siya yung pinakamahaba natin na ally. Ito pong EDCA sites, yung Enhanced Defense Cooperation Program, no? Yung ano siya, ma'am, hindi siya actually yung site. It is the program itself. So kasama lang yung facility doon. So if you remember, ma'am, in 1992, pinaalis natin yung US bases. But our treaty remains, no? Yung VFA, yung Visiting Forces Agreement. Therefore, they have to come back every year for the Balikatan exercises. And since wala na silang bases, yung EDCA sites, ma'am, are funded by the US na areas to house their equipment and kapag nandito sila tuwing VFA. But it remains to be the property of the Philippines.
So hindi siya
so hindi siya US
Oo.
property.
Okay.
So because of the comprehensive archipelagic defense concept, in a nutshell, ma'am, komprehensibang pamamaraan kung paano natin dedepensahan ang ating bansa bilang isang archipelago. So we put salient bases in strategic positions. So dun po yung EDCA sites natin. But yun nga, pag wala sila, ma'am, hindi nila nilalagyan ng gamit, walang balikatan exercises, it's the property of the Philippines and there are multi-role facilities. They can be fisherman shelter, they can be command and control centers.
Yeah.
Nung bagyo, ma'am, ginamit natin siya na repacking facility ng DSWD. So, yun, ma'am, EDCA sites is a misnomer po na US facility siya.
Are the high prices of fuel right now affecting the military as well?
Yes, ma'am. Siyempre, parte pa rin naman tayo niyan. So, in the Armed Forces of the Philippines, of course, we still continue with our operational requirements and hindi po matitigil, no, yung mga operations natin. Tuloy-tuloy yan, ma'am, yung ating internal security operations na tinatapos na natin. Ang ating HADR, of course, human lives, yan po ang priority natin. And our RORE missions in the West Philippine Sea, because we have to look after the welfare of our troops who are deployed in our 9 features in the West Philippine Sea. But nonetheless, dito po sa mga admin sides, no, doon po tayo nag-a-adjust. So meron po tayo, ever since naman, ma'am, no, mayroon tayong ENERCON measures.
Energy conservation.
Yes, ma'am.
So dati pa lang, meron na kayong
Meron
energy
na,
conservation.
opo, ma'am.
And you're just going to increase those conservation efforts with what's happening right now.
Tapos yun nga, if we can do more online meetings and such, no, hindi na kailangan mag-mobilize. So sa admin side po tayo nag-a-adjust.
Okay. And then, meron po bang efforts ang AFP? Meron na ba sa inyong binilen sa pag-repatriate ng mga Filipinos, overseas Filipino workers in the Middle East?
Well, basically, ma'am, the planning team, parte po, we are part of that planning team for the repatriation efforts. So sa side po ng Armed Forces of the Philippines, however which way we can assist dito po sa usaping ito, dahil po merong mga higher agencies that would be deciding on this, whatever it is po na ibigay na role and task for the AFP, we're prepared po.
Oo. Pero ang C-130 po hindi ginagamit pang repatriate?
If the need arises, ma'am, and yun po yung directive, pwede naman po siyang gamitin. But yung C-130 as a military aircraft, ang configuration niya, ma'am, more on for troop deployment siya, ma'am. So, limited lang yung seats niya, limited din yung space niya.
Oo, at saka sideways yata yung upuan,
Sideways,
no?
opo,
So, the
ma'am.
rest po, minsan, pagka ginagamit nyo ang C-130, nakatayo lang kayo?
Yes, ma'am. So, when we have major deployments, like maramihang troop hall, nakatayo lang lahat ng nasa gitna niyan, ma'am. And then,
Kahit na
tali-talikuran
2 oras
lang
yung
kami.
flight, nakatayo lang po kayo the whole time?
Yes, ma'am. Opo, nakatayo lang the
Okay,
whole
so
time.
mahirap nga yan pag sa
May-
civilian gagamitin, lalo na kung malayo.
Yes, ma'am. There's a ano naman, ma'am, meron configuration na pwede siyang lagyan, but very limited lang din po.
And finally, Colonel Francel, what is your message to women out there who might be considering joining the armed forces?
Well, for all the ma'am, no, mga kababaihan na gusto pong mag-join sa Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas, we are very open to you joining us, no? So, hindi lang naman po puro conflict ang hinaharap ng Armed Forces of the Philippines. Ang conflict po natin ngayon is not just the kinetic na, no, not just land, air, and sea, but we have the non-kinetic. So, ngayon po, ang sinasabi natin dyan, ma'am, we are already at war with words. So, information domain. And of course, nandiyan na din yung cognitive warfare, yung shaping the mindset. So, marami pong paraan na ang mga kababaihan can join us in this. No? And the female voice can also be used, no, to de-escalate tensions. Katulad sa Coast Guard, ma'am, meron tayong Angels of the Sea. No? Sila yung mga radio operators natin dyan sa West Philippine Sea. Yun po ang naririnig. So, sa mga kababaihan po, maraming specializations that you can join. You can join us through cyber, through information and all that. No? And we are very open to you joining the AFP in different capacities. Kahit warrior pa kayo, nandiyan din po, pwede rin po.
Okay, thank you so much, Colonel Francel Margareth Padilla, and congratulations in all your achievements.
Thank you, Atty. Karen.
And as we mark the evolving role of women in uniform, today's conversation with Colonel Francel Padilla reminds us that strength in the armed forces is no longer defined by gender. From breaking barriers within the ranks to addressing the pressing challenges facing the armed forces of the Philippines, her story is both personal and institutional, a reflection of how far the AFP has come and how much further it can go. More than just a symbol of representation, she stands as proof that the military is evolving with the times. Be informed, be insightful of the news. I'm Atty. Karen Jimeno. Always stay at the forefront.